Have you ever felt like you're useless? Or measured the value of your life only by what you produce or how busy you are? Today we share an ancient Zen story which asks us to look deeper than the surface of productivity and to recognize the true inherent worth of every individual. In a village nestled between mountains lived an old farmer. His body, once strong for tilling the fields, had grown weary with time. He could no longer work, and so he spent his days in quiet contemplation, sitting on the simple wooden porch of his farmhouse. His son, a vigorous man in the prime of his life, carried the heavy burden of the farm work alone. Every time the son looked up from his labor, he saw his father sitting motionless, doing nothing but watching the day pass. A bitter thought took root in his mind. He is of no use anymore. He doesn't contribute. Frustration, fueled by the relentless demands of his work, finally boiled over into a cold, terrible resolve. The son went into the shed and began to work with furious energy. He gathered the finest, sturdiest planks of wood. With cold determination, he constructed a coffin, a symbol of his desire to discard what he saw as irrelevant. He dragged the heavy box out to the porch and stood before his father, the weight of his decision heavy in the silence. "Father," the son's voice was hard, "it is time. Please climb inside." The old man did not argue, did not weep, and did not plead. He simply rose, still and peaceful, and climbed into the wooden box. The son closed the lid, the sound echoing flatly across the silent farm. He fastened the latch, his heart cold. The heavy work began again. The son struggled, dragging the wooden coffin across the uneven ground toward the high, remote edge of the family land. His breath was ragged, his heart pounded. The finality of his act pressed in on him. As he neared the cliff, the sheer drop into the valley below, he heard a sound, a light, rhythmic tap, tap, tap from inside the coffin. He paused, dropping the rope. He went to the coffin and slowly, hesitantly, lifted the heavy lid. The old farmer, still accepting of his fate, spoke calmly. "My son, I know what you intend to do. I ask only one thing before you throw me over the cliff." The son waited, braced for a plea for his life. The father continued, "Throw me away if you must, but please save this good wooden coffin that you have worked so hard to build." "Save it," the old man urged, his voice filled with ageless foresight. "For your own children. They might need to use it someday." The son froze. The words struck him not as a threat, but as a chilling, undeniable prophecy of consequence. In that moment, he saw himself, old, weary, and waiting for the same fate, measured by the same cold scale of usefulness he had just used on his own father. He realized his father's worth was not in his physical labor, but in the wisdom he carried, the life he had lived, and the simple, accepting presence he held. With profound shame and renewed respect, the son turned the coffin around, leaving the cliff behind. He brought his father and the good wooden coffin back home. What is the moral of this story? The usefulness of a life is not a metric of immediate output. Value is inherent. It is the wisdom, the patience, and the foundation we lay for the next generation. For students, your worth is not defined by test scores or constant activity. Value the process of learning, the slow growth, and the wisdom gained from quiet reflection that fuels your journey. For young adults and parents, productivity is a tool, not a measure of humanity. You are not measured by how much money you make. Honor the wisdom of your parents and those who came before you, and remember that the seeds of your actions today become the expectations of your children tomorrow. How do you measure the worth of a life? Let us know in the comments below. If this story offered you a new perspective, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more ancient wisdom for the modern world.